It's lunchtime now for some people, but anyways, I wanted to do a video because we have the long weekend this week and we were left with a major cliffhanger, which really has me impatient, which was the news of U.S. prosecutors explore racketeering charges and short seller probe sources. Anyways, we all seen the articles. What we originally thought, us conspiracy theorists, as Charles Gasparino would say, is that the hedge funds, banks, and all these bad actors are working together with pooled money. It really seems to be that way. The word RICO has been thrown around in a few documents that have come out. But from this article from FX Empire, the Justice Department last year issued subpoenas to dozens of firms, included such well-known names as Citron and Muddy Waters Research. Just recently, Citadel has been named by Bloomberg as someone the SEC is trying to get information from Citadel executives and from one of their company's arm. But we all know what really is going on here. When they start discussing RICO, which they talk here in the past, prosecutors have built RICO cases alongside other allegations such as manipulation. One of the most high-profile cases brought under the RICO Act included that of Michael Milken. I want to talk about this for a minute and how Charles Gasparino consistently says that Citadel is not involved in this in any ways, which is ridiculous. Citadel gave Melvin Capital $2 billion directly after the buy button was removed from Robinhood's brokerage, and many other brokers were either limiting or not allowing purchases of AMC, GME, and other meme stocks. When you give somebody $2 billion after that because you've lost so bad, you have one hedge fund entity giving money to another hedge fund entity that is wrapped up in a DOJ investigation. That's where RICO comes in. RICO allows prosecutors, and I'll bring it up just so I don't say it wrong, to charge more than one person at a time. RICO charges have historically been used to combat bribery, money laundering, or drug trafficking conducted by organized criminal enterprises such as the mafia. Everybody has heard it before. You might have heard it in the Batman movie where they charged everybody in Gotham with RICO. U.S. prosecutors in 2019 charged then current former JP Morgan Chase and co-executives with racketeering and manipulating prices of precious metals. So what's happening now is the same thing. These same banks, these same hedge funds, these same private firms are all working together, manipulating the stock prices of these securities that we're trading because they know they were caught in an extremely bad short position. They could have covered at $5 on AMC. They could have covered and been out of the game and took their loss. But they decided to double down. They decided to attack the retail investment community, and they decided to sick their MSM lapdogs on us, which is just absolutely ridiculous at this point in time. This is the biggest story of the past 2 years, and people are still trying to report on stuff that is meaningless and pointless to their customer base, which is us, retail. We're the consumer, we're the investor, and we're the social media aspect that they're even presenting content to in the first place. So it's really wild. I am going to go ahead and make a prediction that everything the apes have been saying is 100% correct. The dark pools, Gary Gensler already came out and confirmed. Now we got the DOJ investigating market corruption and fraud. Now they're talking about RICO. You're going to see all these hedge funds break apart and run for the door of the SEC to be the first one to roll on people to make a deal, to make a plea deal. This is going to be a very big showdown. I'm super excited about it. So off of that, RICO, DOJ, SEC, we'll see what comes of that Monday and next week, or Tuesday actually. Markets close Monday. I wanted to go to Adam Aaron's tweet. Thank you for your superb feedback on causes I should support. And that while some charities prefer stock because it can appreciate tax-free if they hold it, many prefer cash donations. So one change. 1/3 of my $1 million of giving will be in AMC stock, but 2/3 will be in cash. Everybody freaked out so bad over this, and I understand why. We've been really disturbed about insider selling with AMC for a while now. This, though, I want people to think about this. If he's donating a third of $1 million worth of stock, and they hold it, they're going to hold it for 12 months minimum for tax purposes. And if the stock is appreciating over time, if the price keeps going up, they may hold it longer. So this is really actually bullish for us. Now, the 2/3 will be in cash. It sounds like he's going to give 2/3 cash right out of his pocket instead of out of the shares. If he does sell the shares, we'll see in a form filing. But I was kind of disturbed with what a lot of people were putting on his post. This man has donated is donating $1 million and has already donated $60,000 in the past year to charities. And then he came out and actually asked us where we should be sending the money. I think it's incredibly bullish. I think it's really good for PR. I think it's good for him for taxes. I think it's great for charities to be able to hold stock for long periods of time. And it's good for us because now there's 20,000 shares that are going to be sitting in a charity account, sitting there just hodling. That's what we do. So I like it. I like what he's doing. He came out earlier, asked the community for thoughts. Man, and some of you guys, please just stop. If you disagree with the man, disagree with him, but don't go in there and start just blasting him and calling him names and shit. That's what makes us look bad, you guys. That gives Charles Gasparino fuel to make MSM comments about us. So let's get over that. Let's see, BSTX, you guys. BSTX been approved. There's a lot of FUD being spread around about it. I'm a big supporter of BSTX, T0 and Overstock. I think they're great. The earnings call for Overstock's coming up on the 23rd. It's very bullish because they already have good earnings. It looks like they're going to beat estimates. But at the same time, the BSTX has been approved, which you're a part owner of. When people come out of the woods and just say, oh, Citadel owns them, I'm like, God, it just gives me a freaking headache, man. Citadel owns fucking everything. They got their fingers in everything. But I'm asking you this question. Say we're in the current market right now and it's a shitstorm. The only way to get out of a shitstorm, and that's the legacy market, the only way to get out of a shitstorm is to take a step in any direction. Why would you stand in the middle of a shitstorm and say, this is better than what could be on the outside? BSTX is going to be, in my opinion, one of the biggest changes to the market it has seen since the last market crash, since before that. I don't know. This blockchain is awesome. BSTX is going to have a proprietary blockchain where all the trades are going to be recorded. Most of them will be anonymous. But traders and companies will be able to see their own data and other data anonymously, but it's all ledgered on blockchain. There's no getting around it. It's T0 to T+1. There's going to be no FTDs. And the rules, this is the BTX rule book. If you guys don't know what's going on with it, open the rule book and read. Please, stop reading headlines. But the best thing about this is when you apply to be a participant of BSTX, you can't have consistent and known outstanding judgments against you, failure to delivers, all kinds of things like that. BSTX has a very strict criteria on making sure you meet your fiduciary responsibilities, which I really like. So please go in and read it. I'm going to do a deep dive video on it sometime later, and probably a Twitter Spaces call on it, actually, is what we'll do. Now, I wanted to get back to the stocks, man. Overstock is, let's go to the newsroom here. Q4 earnings, okay? February 23rd for Q4 at 8:30 in the morning, which I love because it's right before market open. I'm really excited because I already know that they're looking at a 0.41 cent EPS estimate, and they've beat the estimates for the past 3 quarters. So I'm really looking forward to this. Like I said, I'm in it mainly because I believe in the BSTX and they're part owner of it, and I think it's going to make a very large effect on the market. So Overstock, as you guys know, honestly, you could call Overstock the first meme stock, really, because of the way it was treated. back in 2016 with Patrick Byrne with the naked shorting. He really is the godfather of coming after companies for naked shorting. He's the one who really started it. So props off to that, digging the overstock. And AMC, baby, my bread and butter. I've been in this for too long. Tuesday, March 1st at 5 p.m. Eastern, we will be streaming on Twitter and YouTube that earnings call because I love how AMC presents their webcast and then takes questions afterwards. So super excited for that. Hopefully we can make it to that date before some crazy stuff pops off in Ukraine, which, I'm really thinking that I think everything's going to be okay with that. It's a market shakeup, lots of geopolitical stuff going on, but I think we'll be okay. Earnings are supposed to be good. You guys can read the prelims on the investor relations site. They preliminary released the earnings and it looked really, really bullish. It looked very good for the company. But the most important thing is the loss spreads they gave were really wide, like 190 million to 117 million. So I think they're going to come in and announce a much more conservative number on losses. I think it's going to be very bullish for everybody. And I'm hoping they announce the start and the launch of their AMC Perfectly Popped retail popcorn that is going to be headed up by Ellen Kopakin, former director of Frito-Lay's, Hostess, and PepsiCo. She's got all the marketing experience. She's got all the shelving experience. She knows what she's doing. I love her resume, and can't wait to see what she does with the popcorn. And then I think my last thing was just the RICO charges. They're just definition. But anyways, I hope everybody has a really good long weekend. Get out, get some sunshine, go for a hike, play with your pets, unwind from all the craziness this week with Russia and the 24/7 news and all the tension, because you need to be mentally fit to be in this play. This isn't a play. If people just jumping in, I hear consistently, oh, my buddy jumped in and then he sold, he panic sold and at $13 and then bought back in at 16. Man, I always try to average down, but I'm going to tell you, the buying high and selling low is like the new investors' biggest mistake they make. They trade too much. If you buy high and it drops, try to average down, but be patient and understand the play. Understand the company. Get out and read. Watch these videos. Do stuff online, man. There's nothing but free content for everybody to read and understand how the play works. If you do have somebody that's involved in that, man, just try to talk to them, calm them down, tell them, hey, if you bought high and sold low and you want to get back in, look at the chart, look for a price range you're comfortable, but be mentally prepared to not make the same mistake over again. So I think mental preparedness and mental health is really important. Go see the movies. I went and watched Uncharted. It was fantastic. Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg crushed it. The rest of the cast crushed it. It was like Cocktail, National Treasure, every Mark Wahlberg movie ever, and it just encased so many good movie concepts into one. So take care of yourself, enjoy the long weekend, relax, do some research if you want to, but don't worry about Twitter and back and forth with everybody in the Ukraine news because there's nothing you can do about it. It's just going to stress you out. So everybody have a really good weekend. Froggy Stonks out.